Always happy when I'm in Diane's bookstore. But today I'm with Diane Garrett. She's the creator, the owner of this wonderful store. When did you open, Diane?
November 3rd, 1990. A very auspicious day. Because in our business, a large portion of our business is done in the last 2 months of the year. So I was told in no uncertain terms that if I was going to do this crazy thing, I had to do it then.
Well,
and we made it happen.
you know, it would be considered a crazy thing at that time because there were already several independent bookstores.
There were 7 bookstores in this town.
7 bookstores.
And I came from Canada in 1982, so I wasn't a native, and so people really didn't think that I really knew what I was about. But I really knew what I wanted, because when I moved here, there was no store devoted to children. And in this town, in any town, I was flabbergasted. I had just received my master's in library science from the University of Toronto, so I was a book person anyways. But libraries didn't satisfy me, because I wanted to get the books off the shelf. I knew the Dewey Decimal System, but it wasn't my favorite thing in the world. But the thing about the children always really, I think that's what really motivated me. And I don't believe in children's only bookstores, because I want the whole family to read. Because if the whole family doesn't read, then the children aren't going to read. So I have a family bookstore. So it was like it was waiting for me. It was like it was waiting for me to move here.
And through all these years, the mega stores came. Amazon was one of the ways people were buying books, but you stayed strong. You are here. You're not only here, but you've expanded this store enormously, taking all kinds of rooms in the same building. How do you do that?
Well, our motto is Diane's Books Forever and Forever. That's our motto. But the real secret to my success, our success, it's not just me, it's my staff, of course, is focus. I don't have a cafe. I don't have sidelines. I mean, almost every independent bookstore has, because that's, the markup on sidelines is twice as much as it is on books. But all I want is to give you the best book that you can have in your hands. That's what I want. And I don't want to talk about coffee, and I don't want to talk about journals, and I don't want to talk about toys or clothing or anything else. And and that's really the way we have and we did book fairs for a couple of years, and that was schools, and that's one of my passions. But it took our eye away from the customers walking in the door, because we were busy doing something other than saying to you when you walk in the store, how can I help you?
And that is what's so special, because I come in here and everyone, the whole staff is so ready to help me. I had a long list of gifts I needed at Christmas time, and I came in here and I had my long list, but it wasn't the books that I had on my list. It was a list of the people I wanted to give them to.
Exactly.
And this staff, you and your wonderful staff, took that list. They decided, well, I think it might be this book. And then all ages, different personalities. And
it's what we love to do.
It worked. And not only that, they wrapped every one of them for me.
Of course.
And then I've heard from them all, since that's been some while back, they've enjoyed them all.
And of course, my motto is, if it isn't right, you bring it back and you tell me why it's not right, so I get it right the next time. Because that's the only thing that matters to me, is that we get it right. And that's really important to me.
Well, you do get it right. I just think it's wonderful. We all love you in Greenwich, and we're glad that motto is that you're here to stay for all our families.
That's what we say. That's how we start our staff meetings all the time. Diane's Books Forever and Forever.
Forever and forever.
And it's very interesting, because I do all the buying, and I'm out buying last year and this year, and I've never had so many books to choose from, which means that the book, even with the Apple store next door, even with technology taking over our world, books are alive and well, and it's I have product. If I could reduce a book to a product, I have a great product. I could not have, because the book publishers could have collapsed and said, oh no, technology is taking over. But that isn't what's happened. They're just out there, and they're just saying, no, we're just gonna make this really something special.
Well, it is special, and I thank you for having our guide through all the years.
Well, I love the Anderson's Guide. I love the Anderson's Guide. Especially because I was a newcomer all those years, so I needed it. So I've used it.
Well, we appreciate it very much, and we appreciate you, Diane, very, very much.
Well, that's very, because community service is one of my awards was based on my community service, and I don't have a lot of time to run around town, but what I do is always to do with the community, because the community has really been very good to me. They have been very good to me. And I really believe in community and neighborhood. I grew up in a small northern Canadian town, so I grew up in a community, and so to be able to create another community here is very, very, very special to me, with my staff, with my customers, and so on and so forth. The children, of course.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. It's been lovely.
Thank you.
And I'll enjoy the new guide. We have a new Anderson's Guide, a brand new one for everyone. Isn't that exciting?
Thank you.